If you look at this map up here, you will notice something. The darker the shades are the darkest skin, and the lightest shades are the lightest skin, following from this down here. And so what you'll notice is that the darkest shades are around the equator and all the way through. Okay? Now, it shifts a little bit here because, there are different there's topographical patterns, but and here's the idea that around the equator in this region, the Nilotic region, by the way, is we think, and again, this is the story that we are laying out, and that evolutionary biologists and anthropologists are laying out. The story is that human beings first started walking upright, what we identify as Homo sapiens, and around the Nilotic region, right about in the middle of that really dark spot in Africa. It's really hot, and as people started to move southward and northward away from the intense heat, evolution favored people who could cool their bodies more, and cooling bodies means getting rid of body hair. And so we see two things happen. We see human beings losing body hair, and then also as we see human beings losing body hair, we see that, or I should just say evolution favors that, and then we see the skin darkening and around this region. So let me go back actually. So a couple of things happen, right? Evolution favors human beings being able to adapt in really, really hot climates. And that means losing body hair because that allows us to cool the bodies, okay? And as we cool the bodies, the body did this thing. It produced a lot more dark pigmentation, which is melanin. And there are different pigmentations in the body, but the dark pigmentation is melanin, and melanin happens to protect us from the UV rays of the sun. It just has an ability to do that. And so the darker your skin, the more your body just naturally protects from the UV rays. And that's important because all this conversation we have today about skin cancer, people have always been dealing with skin cancer. It's not just a new thing. It's not like today suddenly, oh my gosh, people are getting skin cancer. We've always gotten it. But early on, as human beings first started to kind of come into their own as Homo sapiens, the body just had a natural protection against that. And it could have been different, right? It could have been light-skinned people, lightly pigmented people were able to protect themselves from UV rays, or that's just how the chemical sort of compounding worked, but that's not how it was. And so darker skin has greater protection. But as you move northward and move southward, you don't need as much protection. In fact, you need more of those UV rays because that helps you produce calcium, because you need a certain amount of UV. It helps you produce calcium and folic acid and vitamin D, and we need all of those for healthy bodies and bones and so on. So as you move northward, the skin lightens, more UV rays come in, or as you move southward, the skin lightens, more UV rays are getting to your body. You need that because you got to get the calcium and the protection and so on and so forth. Okay? Do we have that? You get it? Does that make sense? Right? So the issue, if you're really dark skin and you live in a place like State College, then you actually need to make sure you get out into the sun, because you got to make sure you get excessive amounts of sun, especially in a place like this where we don't get a lot of sun in the middle of winter. But in the middle of winter, you got to make sure that you get enough sun so that your body has a chance to take in those UV rays and you produce vitamin C and folic acid and calcium and so on, right? If you're really light-skinned, say like me, in the wintertime, I need some, but I don't need that much sun. But if I was really dark-skinned and I have all this natural protection, which is good in really sunny areas, but in really cloudy areas on sunny days, I got to make sure I go out and get in the sun, which is kind of interesting that when you think of all of the like warnings and public service announcements and all that we get telling white people, make sure you stay out of the sun. Make sure you put sunscreen on. Make sure you don't burn, because every time you burn, it increases your risk of skin cancer and so on and so forth, right? It's interesting, we see a lot of that, but we don't see an equal number of announcements and public service announcements going toward darkly pigmented people saying, look, when you're like in this period of cloudy days or in an environment where there's a lot of cloudiness and not much sun, make sure that you get as much sun as you possibly can. But because if you don't, you run the risk of your body not producing enough vitamin D and calcium and folic acid and so on. And because that is actually a health risk for you. So it's just kind of an interesting thing, actually. I noticed that. And once in a while, I'll see it toward more darkly pigmented people, but not a lot. Okay, ma'am. So you got it. By the way, here's the thing. If you have really dark skin, you know that at some point your ancestors were living in these regions. Now, we estimate that we could pretty much fairly radically change, like, skin tone in about 100 generations. So more or less, historically speaking, about 2,500 years or so. You could go, like if you had one single family, and you took that family from here and you moved them like up here, in about 100 generations, just a natural process of changing and evolutionary change, that family would not stay really dark, have really dark skin. Vice versa, if you took people here and moved them down here, with light skin, living in a region like this, move them down here, and then observe over about 100 generations, we would watch as that family or that group of people, their skin started to darken. Okay, is that cool? So it's actually really interesting. So if you have really dark skin, then you know that your ancestors really evolved or emerged or lived around that area. And if you have really light skin, you know that your ancestors had left this area and then moved northward or moved southward. And that's good, because whatever skin we have, it may not be really necessary for us, because, like I can go to really sunny climates and I can protect myself. Or if I have really dark skin, I can go to really shady climates and I can make sure that I get enough sun and UV rays and that sort of thing, right? But knowing that for me, I know that at some point in time, my ancestors were up here, and the light skin that they had really helped to protect them. You know what I mean? It's like, is that like, makes sense, right? Like if they didn't have the light skin, they wouldn't have survived. They wouldn't have like prospered in a way. So it's kind of interesting that today, because we can move around and change and do different things, like we have a lot of conversations about skin that we wouldn't have had in the past. Okay, bro, next slide. Oh, that's me. Hang on, I got it. My bad. Look, conversations and debates about skin and the politics of skin, it's not just here in the United States. It's all over the world. And it's not just because of the United States that all over the world we're having conversations about skin. People have this idea, I hear it all the time, that the U.S. is the most racist country in the world, and only in the United States, and the United States this, the United States that. That's not really true. You just need to leave the United States and experience life in other countries, and you will see that in every country around the world we see these struggles. So this is Miss Algeria, okay? And she was criticized. Does anyone know the story of her? This is just about a month ago. This came out. It's kind of a deal. She was criticized for being too dark. Okay, so she's from the south of Algeria, and the criticism was, okay, you're going to represent us as Miss Algeria in some pageant. I don't know, what is it, like Miss Universe or Miss World or something like that. I don't follow that stuff. But that you're going to represent us, but you're too dark to represent us. And so in the north of Algeria, people have really light skin, and in the south, they have darker skin. And so the criticism of her was, she's too dark, or she's too dark. So here's a conversation just happening in Algeria, just a random place. And I just pulled that up because it popped up on my news feed a few weeks ago. And I said, okay, let me just take this, because Algeria, of all places, right? So everywhere we're seeing this sort of thing. You can't really see her here, but you can definitely see. I would try to pick a photo that would show that she's a little bit darker, but look, it's just fascinating, right? So this guy, anyone know who this guy is? So his father, I think, is Norwegian, or his mother's Norwegian. I forget which one it is. And then the other parent is from Sri Lanka. So he's a model. He's this up and coming, really kind of hot shot model right now. He's very young, and he's received a lot of criticism in Asia, in South Asia in particular, because of how dark he is. And think about this. His one parent is Norwegian, so really light skinned. The other parent is Sri Lankan, and he gets a lot of. Claiming, and people are claiming, he's getting a lot of pushback because he's too dark. People in South Asia, not from Norwegians, not from the European side. European side, he's fine. But in South Asia, he's getting pushback. And because if you follow South Asia at all, if you pay attention, I don't know if you watch Bollywood movies, you all watch Bollywood, almost none of the stars in Bollywood are this dark. Almost all of them are very light skinned. This is part of kind of this Indian class of folks. Bollywood is like the Hollywood of India, if you're not familiar with this. I'm assuming most of you are. But if you look at the stars, all you got to do is just sort of jump on and look at who the really hot actors are. And even singers and so on, Indian singers and Pakistani as well. And you will see that, they're much lighter than like this guy. So, hear arguments and conversations and, one thing after another. And it's really, for me, fascinating to notice how these conversations shift pretty much anywhere in the world that I have ever been, and have very, little to do with the United States. So, in that article in the first quiz that I used, I think the one that I wrote, I told a story about Chechens and being kind of identified as black. And Chechens are, this area of Chechnya is really the area that almost like very near the Caucasus Mountains. And the Caucasus Mountains is where, it was first labeled that these are white people because, they was identified that, these are the most beautiful, perfect specimen of white people. But in Russia, they identify people from this region as black, and black being just this really pejorative term. And so we can use it one way or the other, but it's everywhere. And when I was in Russia a year ago, and I was like really amazed by kind of the negative kind of sentiment or negative perspective or negative views that people put on Chechens, all right? All right, bro. So you can... Okay, so I have some volunteers that I identified before class. Can you come down? 6 guys, I think. 6 men. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 1. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Now, yeah. Okay, have a seat over there. Okay, so now here's what I need. You ready? Hold tight. Actually, dudes, can you just go out in the hallway really fast while I get my next volunteers? All right, ready? So I need someone from dark skin from Africa. Anybody, doesn't matter, but we got to do this really fast. Who's has I need someone who's dark skinned from Africa. Not really dark, but just from Africa, let's say, but darker skin. Sub-Saharan African. And I need somebody I need a white person from Europe. So I know we have our Swedish person. Wait, are you from Europe? Wait, but you're white American, right? Hang on. But you're white American, right?
Yeah, white American.
Okay, I'll use you as that. But who's from Europe? I need a woman from Europe. We have a Swedish woman and an Italian woman. Anybody else? I'll take one of you. Is anybody, are one of you here? Okay, come down. You can go down front. And I need someone from Africa, a woman from Africa. Dude. Wait, come on, dog. What's that? Where are you from? Where? Oh, yeah, you're from Uganda. Where are you from? Yeah. No, but wait, are you from Africa? No, you don't have to do anything. Dude, come on, man. All right, hang on. And I need someone who's from the Middle East. I need a woman from the Middle East. Somewhere in the Middle East. And someone from, and then Korean, ideally, or Chinese. Doesn't matter. Dude, where are you from? China? Okay, I'll take you. And I need someone from the Middle East. A woman. Yo, is that you? Come on. All right, come on. Yo, we're killing it. And I need a woman, black woman from the U.S. Black woman from the U.S. African American. Who's not African American? Anybody? Dude, who do I have? African American woman. Dog, come on, man. Wait. You're not, right? Dude, who's African American woman? Am I on drugs? Can I just get a quick volunteer? You're not even gonna have to do anything. Yeah. What's that? Dude, give me an African. How about you? Can I do you? Come on, man. Dude, you're perfect. Oh my God. Are you African American? Are you African American? Yeah? All right, come on. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, you ready? All of you are going to come this way. All right, gents, you come out here and the women are going to come back here. All right? This is going to be awesome, by the way. Okay, come on up. Okay, you ready? So why don't you line up? Nah, you're going to be good. Yeah, you can stand, actually. You don't have to sit. It's better if you don't sit. Okay, so here's what's going to happen, man. I'm going to bring them out one at a time to talk about skin. In your skin and in their culture. Like, who really has the ideal skin? Okay, are we cool with that? It's not about your face. It's not about whatever, anything like that we're going to go with. All right, man, let's go with the first. How about if we go with the Swedish, right? Let's go with the Swedish one. Okay. Listen, here you go. So take a look at these guys here. In your culture, think about Sweden. And you can go with Scandinavian in general. It doesn't just have to be Sweden. Who has the ideal skin? Not for you. Who has the ideal skin? Like the person,
Probably
if you brought them.
that guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
What makes his skin so Toth the auto body guy? What makes his skin ideal?
He has a lighter skin, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then what does that say about him?
I don't know. Like, he could be Swedish, I guess.
Yeah. So in your culture, like really, if the difference between this guy and this guy, nothing about their personalities, nothing about the politics of it, just in your culture. So what about is there anything about politics that we should know about skin in your culture, in Northern Europe? you know, it's just like, what are the issues? What are the conversations? What are the debates that you all have?
Yeah, there are a lot of issues, like politics,
Hmm.
about racism and stuff.
So what's considered racism in Sweden?
Like everything that's considered racism here, but like we don't have so much black people, so it's not like towards black people, more like towards Muslims and
Yeah. So listen, so come stand down here. So let's say that these guys had the same, they were the exact same person, okay? So he was him. What's your name, bro? Rana? Roneth?
Yeah,
Roneth. Okay, so Roneth. What's your name? George. So let's say Roneth was George. All right? And would you, how noticeable would their skin tone be? Like if you brought George home, but he had this tone of skin, like would people talk about it? Would they notice? Would they talk about it?
I guess, I don't know, like it's not that similar.
Yeah. In the U.S., we wouldn't. I don't think we'd notice a difference really here. But I'm just wondering about Sweden.
Yeah,
Might be the same.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay. How many dudes like? What's your name, bro?
Tevin.
Tevin. How many Tevins are there in Sweden, by the way? Yeah, not many.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hang tight. You can stand over here. Okay, Ms. Nigeria. Good luck. Oh, here you go. Take the mic. That's the most important thing, and talk into it. Okay, so in Nigeria, okay, what's the ideal skin? Not for you, not for all your cool friends who are like all cosmopolitan and all hip and all that kind of stuff, right? No, just on average, who's got the cool skin? Ideal skin. Which one? This guy?
Yeah.
He does? What makes his skin ideal?
Well,
His name's Tevin, by the way.
Kevin.
Wait, what's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah?
Yeah.
Tevin with a T.
Oh, Tevin.
Yep. What makes his skin ideal? Like, what is that? What's the conversation?
Well, Nigeria is near the equator, so yeah.
Hang on, though. So there's no, like, preference for, because look at what's your name, bro? August. Look at August here.
He could be too.
Hang on, August, come stand by Tevin. So you mean, so if you brought one of those two people, would your friends talk about how light he is or how dark he is? Or would people talk about, how much would people talk about it? Because I know they do.
He's kind of close to my complexion.
He's sort of close to your, but listen, I'm not talking about you.
Oh,
We're not talking about you, okay? You don't have to represent Nigeria in some like hipster way. We know there's a lot of skin stuff happening in Nigeria. So what's the conversation between these two guys in Nigeria? Because when I look at Nigerian like hipster magazines and like all of like pop culture stuff, I see a lot more dudes who look like this guy, August, than I see that look like Tevin. And Tevin isn't even really that dark. So you're saying that they would be equally preferenced?
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't lie, dude.
I mean, like, my family.
I'm not talking about your family, dude. I'm talking about like, we're talking about like culture as a whole. So you don't have to represent it.
Is fine.
Either or is fine.
Yeah.
Dude, do you want to comment on that? Hang on. Where are you from?
Like I'm from here, but my parents are from Haiti,
Uh-huh.
and
Dude, nobody in Haiti. So I was in Haiti a couple months ago, and I looked at all the presidents. I went to the museum and looked at all of the presidents of Haiti over the past 200 years, and every one of them had skin hit his tone of skin. So, like, go ahead. What would you say? Chat about like the preference between you two. So, what about Haiti? Who would be preferred in Haiti?
I'll say like either or.
What's that?
Either or. Like my skin complexion is like
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Then and his skin complexion is also okay.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I say it was like around like equal.
Yep.
I feel like there is a light skin preference, but I wouldn't really even consider myself light skinned.
Yeah,
I
I
would definitely
would
consider
agree.
myself dark skinned, but just not as dark as him. But I
Not
still feel
compared
like,
to Ronith down there.
I still feel like there's a light skin preference of like light skinned black people. So
Yeah, and so
general.
you're telling me there's not a light skin preference in Nigeria? Any Nigerians would disagree, would want to comment on that? Yeah. Anyone want to comment on that? Hang on, hold on, my friend.
I'm Guinean, and there's like a lot of Africans that do like bleach their skin, and that has been a problem that's been going on in Africa, especially West Africa.
Uh-huh.
Like they prefer lighter skinned people, especially like if you introduce someone, they're like, oh, if you're lighter, like my sister's lighter than me, they're like, oh, you're so light skinned, how nice.
So do you notice, I don't, like the average white person, for example, like, do you notice a huge difference between these two guys? No, not really, right? The average white person is not going to notice. Bro, we haven't gotten to you yet, my friend. Do you even notice the difference between those two guys? Not a huge difference. But
like both of them in Africa wouldn't make a difference because like they prefer light skin. He's not light
yeah,
skin.
exactly. Okay, so it'd be like this about like
but
him.
not him. Light skin.
Like give me like no, hang on. Wait. Are you do I not have the right person up here?
No.
Yeah, no, I know that. It's hard. I can't find somebody.
I don't
Give me
know.
somebody. Yo, can you stand up? Can you pick somebody out? Light-skinned black people.
No, she's mixed. That's not
Yeah?
like light skin. I don't. It's no light
Yeah,
skin.
well, I had a guy earlier, but like, do you have anybody? Dude, hang on. You walk around and find someone, and I'm going to bring the next person out. Seriously, you walk around. Walk around the whole class. No, come out here. Yeah? All right, hang on, Hannah. Hold tight. You can, here, the two of you can stand over here. Okay, hang on. We're going to go with you. Okay, you ready? So you're American. African American? Okay, what's your Jamaican? What's your name?
Toya.
Toya? Okay, in your culture, who's got the most preferable skin?
In my culture?
Yeah. Let's go with, so you spend time in Jamaica? Your parents are Jamaican?
But I haven't been back.
You haven't been back? Okay, so go with the U.S. then. Because
In the US.
she's not from the U.S., so she didn't respond in the U.S. Yeah, in the U.S. Who's got the most preferable skin in your culture, in your world?
Well, just in the U.S., like the two white boys.
Okay, and what is it about that?
That's just how the world
How about in the
is.
how about in the black community in the U.S.? Who's got the preferable skin?
Between those two, it would be the lighter one because I feel like the black community is like biased in a way. Not everybody, but
Not you and not your
yeah,
friends, of
just-
course.
That's how it is.
Because no one in this room is racist and any of that stuff, right? So this guy,
Yeah.
you would say, his name's August. So you feel like he would be, what is it that leads him to be preferenced?
I feel like the black community, like they like to look at like lighter people, and there's like some sort of bias in the black community.
What does lighter mean in the black community?
People just feel like, oh, like she's prettier, or he's like cuter because they're light skinned.
So it's prettier and cuter, lighter skin. So he's just automatically more handsome because he has lighter skin than he
To
does?
some people.
To some people, right,
Yeah.
exactly. But that's the argument. That's the
Yeah.
debate in some people. And that's not the case in Nigeria? Wait, hang on. There's skin bleaching. Yeah, I got you. Why do people bleach their skin? Like, what's that about in Nigeria?
They're not comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, okay, hang on. So talk right in the mic.
They might not be comfortable with how their skin looks.
Okay, so in other words, this dude, Tevin?
Say Julian. That's my last name.
Julian?
Julian?
So Julian here would be more likely to bleach his skin so he'd look like August here.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what's behind that?
I don't
don't know. Like my
Here, hold.
oh, I know someone who. Well, one of my, I think my aunt, she bleached her skin, so like she was my complexion,
Yeah.
and now she's lighter than me.
Uh huh. Like how
So-
much lighter? Like,
No,
like him? Like her?
no.
Lighter?
Um,
Like how much lighter did she get from bleaching her skin?
maybe like 2 shades lighter.
Like so was she his shade?
No, she was
Like your
his.
shade. So about like him.
Yeah.
And so she got like 2 shades lighter, even lighter than him?
No.
Maybe about like him?
I don't really. I haven't seen her since.
You what?
I haven't seen her since, so I don't know.
You don't know? All
I
right.
know she bleaches.
You know she bleaches? All right, man. You ready? Dude, we're going to go with you. Okay. So you were Chinese. Yeah? Okay. Hang on. Come over here. What? Come up here. Right here. What's your name?
Siki?
Siki?
Yes.
Okay. In your culture, who has the ideal skin?
Ideal skin?
Yep.
Like, probably this guy, the tall guy with the white shirt.
The tall guy, what is it about his skin?
It's pale.
Pale?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means it's desirable in our culture.
It's what?
It's desirable
Desirable?
by most people.
What makes it desirable?
Because I'm not really sure, honestly.
Well, so what did you learn?
Like from my culture, like my friends and my family are always telling me like, if you look like whiter, you're like more, I don't know, like beautiful.
More beautiful? Okay, do you notice it? What's your name, bro? Carlos. Carlos? How much of a difference do you notice between these two guys?
This guy's paler than this guy.
So would that
And-
be noticed in your culture?
Not that much because
Yeah?
they're both like pretty.
They're both pretty white.
Yes.
But this guy, but if they were standing next to each other, but he would be still, the whiter the better
I think it's mostly for girls. Like
for girls.
yeah,
For guys, it's not so much.
not that much.
So, Hannah, right? Do you even notice the difference between these two guys? Like, really? If you just look at them really fast? No? Yeah, no? Yeah, I don't either. I mean, you know. Well, no, I do, actually. I can't. Okay, all right, hang on. Stand over here. Hang on. So, pale is good. All right, man. Ready? Yep. Oh, you're going to go last. Okay, so where are you from?
Egypt.
Egypt? Okay, here you go. Take the mic. What's your name?
Nada.
Nada?
Yeah.
N-A-D-A?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your culture, which of these 5 guys has the ideal skin?
Like just like color wise.
Yeah, just color-wise. Yep.
Probably him on the end.
Him on the end?
Yeah.
What makes his skin ideal?
I mean, it's like not too dark.
wait,
It's
hold on.
not too dark, and like he's also not that light. So
And if
he's
it
like
was-
in the middle. Like he's kind of like the same color as me.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
your color is...
But like, I was on spring break, so I'm not this color.
So you're a little darker.
Yeah. I'm lighter.
Okay. Normally you're...
Yeah.
Right. So this guy, what would he...
I mean,
Dude, we're not talking, this isn't you and your friends
Yeah.
and so on,
No, I
because
know, yeah.
we're all enlightened in here. It's just what would be said about him compared to the guy in the end.
I mean, like usually in Egypt, like I was born there, but like I came over when I was a year old. So, but we like go often. But like usually like darker. There's not a lot of really darker skinned people there.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're kind of like not out of the ordinary, but still like not what you would usually see.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Even
like-
in the poor community? Poor Egyptians?
I mean, I can't really speak to that because I haven't been to a lot of the poor communities.
Okay. All right. And do you really notice the difference between these two guys or
Yeah.
not? You
I
do?
Yeah.
So that's noticeable.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And this guy?
Well, yeah. What about him?
Well, how would he be seen?
I mean, like he's like, well, to me, like he is obviously like Hispanic, so like he would just be like seen as like he's like out of place there.
He would be out of
Yeah.
place. Okay. All right. So the guy on the end. All right, man. Thank you. Hey, stand here for a second. All right, white American woman. You're take that. All right, in your world, what you see, not you and not your family, okay?
Or my friends.
And not your friends, because none of them are, they're all really cool and hip, and we got that. But in your, think about your cultural milieu of people who you represent. Who's got the best skin? You can stand over here, too. Who has the ideal skin?
When you say people who I represent, you mean like?
Yeah, white people. Okay. And we're talking,
And the question is, who has the best skin?
Yep. Who has the ideal skin?
Like most that you would want to have, or like, I don't know, nicest,
skin you'd want to have, or you'd want to bring home. Like if you were dating someone and you brought them home to your parents, and you'd have different conversations about each one of their skin. Imagine they were the exact same person. They looked the same, but you'd have different conversations about their skin. Who would have the ideal skin?
And this is not for me, personally?
No, not for you.
Okay. I mean, because I would probably give a different answer than
No. Give me the average.
Man.
Wait, hang on. We're going to get your answer, too. But
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of white racist people. So,
No. Wait, it's not about racism even. Just who has the ideal skin.
I guess that they would want to have, I would say you.
This guy?
Yeah.
Why not him?
Because, I don't know, generally there's a lot of white people, at least in the United States, who prefer not to be, I guess, as pale, which is not by any means, any kind of insult. Everyone should
No, I
be
picked him because he was pale, right?
Right.
Okay, no, because I looked at his shirt, because you're really light, so.
Sure.
Okay, so this guy would be more preferable.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
For white people in general.
For white people in general. Okay.
Sure.
And just out of curiosity, what about you?
What do you mean that I would want to
What's
have?
the idea? Yeah. If you had a child and your child was going to have a particular, and we could go to a sperm bank and
whatever
we could
color they
pick
want to
out,
be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, so hang on. So if we went to a sperm bank.
Well, I would prefer to have a child with someone that I don't just pick by their sperm.
Okay, no, hang on. But let's say you couldn't. Okay, what's your name again?
Catherine.
Catherine. Okay, Catherine. So let's say you were married.
Okay.
And you and your husband, everything's rocking and rolling, and literally you've rocked and rolled a lot, and you didn't produce a child.
Okay.
Okay, and so now you're going into the sperm bank, and you're just like, well, got to get some sperm, so we want this person. Okay, it's really cool if they had a PhD, if they liked math, if they did this, they were good with their hands, and they were an electrician and a plumber and all those things, right? And skin, what tone skin do you want? Just get rid of that. We don't even care. Doesn't matter whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, what's your question?
The question is, if I'm sitting at the table, I'm sitting at the desk in the sperm bank, and I'm like, okay, you want all these qualities. Check,
right.
check. Oh, hey, Catherine, what about skin tone? What skin tone would you like the sperm donor to have? And you would say, just don't forget about that. I don't care. Just whatever it is.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I think so. I mean, obviously everything's different when you're in the situation.
Okay, hang on a second. And then we showed you a picture with, no, hang on, you're not on the spot.
I know, I feel
This
good.
is not,
I feel good. I'm
okay,
ready.
good. Because
I'm an open book.
No. This is really a lesson. You and I, as white people,
Yes.
we're okay.
I'm ready to learn.
So we're just regular white people. All right. Okay, got it.
I don't know if that's what a high five about, but
So here, we're gonna pick Carlos and Julian.
Yeah.
Julian. So the question is, we see a little swatch of his skin, and we see a little swatch of his skin. Which one would you say, give me that, and your husband had my skin tone, right? Your partner had mine, basically, right?
Okay.
So the two of you.
Okay.
Okay. Who are you gonna pick?
You said your name is Julian? I would pick Julian.
You would pick Julian?
Yeah.
You and your parents? You and your husband?
I mean,
Dude, seriously?
yeah. I think
You'd
it's
be just
beautiful
like,
skin.
yeah, cool. All
I mean,
right.
it's an-
Oh, you don't like his skin, dude?
They both have equally beautiful skin.
Okay, but you're saying like, oh yeah, I'll go with the dark skinned guy.
I mean, yeah, but part of that too is like making sure they like can like relate to us as like parents as well.
Okay.
And so obviously that's something to consider.
Yeah.
But I would pick Julian. Just I mean,
All right,
That
cool,
was the word.
dude. This is where we want to be, my friend. All right, Julian, dude, you're the man right there. I would pick Julian too, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean,
All right.
for the record, both equally beautiful skin.
Yeah, it's Carlos. Sorry, my friend. Look, here's the thing, right? Anyone want to have anything they would add? If you were doing the same thing in Sweden and you went to a sperm bank, who would you pick, Julian or Carlos?
I would probably take the one that looks most like me.
One that smells like you? How
Yeah.
is that, or why is that?
I don't know.
No, you do know. Why? Hang on. Listen, hey, white people, this is the thing here, right? You can't be racist in this situation. There's no black person or brown person on earth that expects any white person to say, oh yeah, I'll take the really dark-skinned person, right? No, I don't think there is anyone on earth that's going to say, oh no, you should pick this guy because that means you're not racist. Everyone would assume that, of course, you're going to pick someone that looks like you because that's just the nature of it, how this stuff works. Am I right, black people? Am I right? I'm right? That's just the nature of it. It's not about being racist. Okay, why would you pick the light-skinned guy?
Because he would look Swedish, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. In Nigeria, what would they pick? Sperm Bank.
I would pick the person that looks like me.
You could pick the one that looks most like you, so it'd be August here. And we know who you'd pick. You'd pick Toth down there.
Oh.
Toth, right?
I was gonna say, why is there like no Asian guy down here?
Because we just want skin color. I didn't want to give you an out on that. I will come back to it.
Yeah.
No, I just want skin color, and because we grabbed Carlos. And that
I
was
think
it.
they're all beautiful.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God. It's getting sappy in here. Who would you pick? Who do you think most people in the black community would pick?
I mean, between them two, like, it doesn't really matter.
You really? You think they'd pick white people?
No, I said between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think they'd pick? How many black people you think would go into it, black Americans, do you think would go into a sperm bank and say, I want the darkest sperm donor you could possibly find. I want them so dark their skin isn't even black, it's blue, right? How many people would go into a sperm bank and say that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many would say that.
I think probably hang on a second, How many black Americans do you think would go into a sperm bank and say, I want the darkest sperm donor you could possibly find?
Probably not many.
Probably not many. Yeah, why do you think that is? Talk right into the mic.
I don't know. I guess like
Talk right into the mic.
okay. I guess people just like face like a lot of hatred. I guess like from having like dark skin, like growing up, like being a child, like people always like kind of make fun of you.
So somehow associating
Yeah.
negative skin with
Yeah.
really.
So I guess like maybe you wouldn't want that for your child. I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, do you have a comment on that? How many black Americans would go into a sperm bank, do you think, as a Haitian, right? Would go into a sperm bank saying, I want sperm from the darkest man you could possibly find.
Damn, not that many. Like for the dark, like looking for
Yeah.
exactly for the darkest.
Yeah.
Not that many.
What would be behind that?
I think that like if you go to Haiti, there's like a lot of different color, like light skin,
Yep.
dark skin,
Yep.
all that, medium skin. And I feel so they would go on that spectrum with like the light skin with the dark skin. It wouldn't
Yep.
necessarily matter if that person has to be the darkest skin, but it would be on the spectrum of the color.
Yeah, got it. Do you have anything to add to that?
I just feel like we should have an actual light-skinned black person up here.
What's that?
I think an actual light-skinned black person is like what most people would choose. Like
Yeah.
most black people want to do Sperm Bank, they choose
Dude,
someone who's like.
go find me somebody real fast. You guys go
I've been
find me
looking, I
somebody.
don't see anyone.
No, wait, go find me somebody.
I mean, this mixed girl right here, she's mixed, obviously, but like that's
Wait.
like what
Who's that?
this chick right here on the side.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
her?
Yeah, I mean, like something more like that is like.
You really?
Something more like that
Dude,
is like what
hang
people
on,
would
can you
actually
come here a
look for.
second? Oh yeah. All right, here we go. I was trying to choose all guys. So, all right. What's your name?
Heaven.
What is it?
Heaven.
Heather?
Heaven.
Heaven. Oh shit, Heaven from day one. Oh my God. So what is it about? Hang on, hold on. What is it about Heaven?
I don't know. I think it's just so like my grandparents, 3 of the 4 of them are like dark skinned black, and my grandmother's like mostly white, but she's like grew up in the black community. She's like a little bit black, and her husband is really dark. And my grandmother's whole family never really like liked my grandfather because he was really dark, and they were like the light skinned black.
Wait, they didn't
people.
like him just because he was dark?
I mean, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They weren't really a fan of his family. Yeah, like my grandmother's like even lighter than her.
So what is it about Heaven?
I mean, I can't tell you like why it exists, but it's just a thing. Like people like.
So okay, no, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, people just like the lighter spectrum. Like black people don't want to. They don't want you to be white, but they want you to be like as light as you can be and still look black. I feel like.
Yeah. Okay, listen, hang on one second. We're gonna keep this conversation going in a second. Hey, thanks by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nigeria. Thank you. You can stay up here though. Thank you. Yeah, you stay up here. All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. And why don't you just stay up here for a second? All right. And you know who I need? Hey, Lauren. Can you come down for a second? You were just because. Yeah, I want to bring you down for a second, okay? Real fast. Having just come back from Jamaica, and I'm sure you didn't do anything I wouldn't do there. All right, so come a little closer. You can maybe stand out here. Here's. I'm gonna start it off with Lauren, and then you all are gonna kick in, and I want to hear from you, okay? You can sit down if you want. You can sit down. All right, thanks, man. Thanks. Okay, Lauren. Just got back from Jamaica, right?
Yes.
And what you texted me, you said like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Well, you had a good time. You didn't get thrown in prison. You didn't do anything. All right, that's good." I hope you had fun though. Hope you got close to getting thrown. All right. So listen, but you said, okay, so you were out in the sun and you're peeling. Tell me what's the story of black people being in the sun, right? So you were in the sun and you're peeling and so on. No. What's the story, right? Because I know this. We know the story of white people being in the sun. White people want to be, the ideal white person wants to be in the sun enough that you can get a tan. Like if you're my color at the beginning of the summer, then I want to be his color by the end of the summer. If I go on vacation, as the average white person is going to want to come home with his skin tone. You don't want to come home with Toth, right? If you go to Jamaica, dude, if Toth goes to Jamaica, Toth was the white dude, the real pale, light-skinned white guy. And Toth comes back from Jamaica looking like Toth. That's not good. You want to look like him, or at the very least look like Heaven here. So what's the story? Like, did you? No. What's the average story of black people? Tell me. Like, so you put tell the class. Like, you put suntan lotion on. You want to get a little tan. You don't want to get too tan. You didn't go to Jamaica hoping you would get this dark, right? Am I right?
I mean, if I would have got that dark, I would have got that dark.
No. But if you'd have gotten that dark, that would have been okay? Heaven, hang on a second. If you went to Jamaica and you got this dark, would your friends be like, "Oh, man, you look great." Like, "Oh, damn."
Probably not.
Probably not? Yeah. What's the story?
I don't know. I'm tan right now. I'm like really pale regularly, so I wouldn't even get that dark.
Yeah.
So I guess just seeing me as like pale and mixed, it's like if I came back like that, it'd be kind of weird. I guess I don't know. Not weird, but like what happened to you?
Like, all right, hang on. A different mic here? Do you have a different one? Do you have a stick mic?
I don't. It's up there.
Yo, can I? Yeah, bring a stick mic down. Okay, hang on. I'll use this. All right, man. Here. Try that one. Ready? Okay, so you tend to get really, could you even get this dark?
No.
You couldn't get this dark. Listen, I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. I know the answers to all the questions I'm going to give, but we're having a conversation beyond this. Okay? So you wouldn't be able to get as dark as he is. And could you get as dark as he is? Yep. All right, dude. So he's saying, yeah, you're like really, they're both saying, the two of you are saying like, yeah, this guy, here, use that one. You are like, she's more ideal. She would be ideal. So how is that to hear that?
I don't know.
No. How is that? It's just skin color. It's not about anything else. It's just skin color. How do you experience that?
I guess it's like the normal thing. Like I've heard it before, maybe.
Yeah, you've heard it before. Yeah.
Like preference, like mixed or like lighter skinned people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lauren, can you walk us through that, my friend? Lighter skinned people. So you're telling me in Jamaica, you were in the sun. Did you put suntan lotion on? Mm-hmm. And because you were protecting yourself from the UV rays, and also because you didn't want to get too dark, or what? Like, walk us through that.
I just burn easily.
You burn easily? And what's your skin when it just gets red?
It gets really red and then it peels.
It gets red and it peels. Like, I remember one time when I was young, I was playing basketball with a dude who was dark skinned. He's probably like your complexion. And we were playing basketball, and this was before, I don't know, and he got sunburned. But my eyes, he could see it really fast, and I couldn't see it because my eyes weren't really accustomed to it. You know what I mean? But your eyes would be accustomed. So, okay. What he said about heaven being her skin tone being more preferable. You also have very light skin, by the way, but her skin tone being more preferable. Can you tell us about that?
I don't really know what to say.
No, like what? All right, man. So listen, I don't know what to say either, but just tell me what's the story? Like, what are people talking about? Like, what do they say about
like,
her?
some people say that they prefer lighter skin. Like, I don't.
Yeah. How many people say they prefer really dark skin? Like women in your sorority, for example. How many would say like, oh no, I want the darkest skinned guy I can find?
I think it's more so what we're attracted to. Like, he could be light skinned, he could be as darker than that.
Yeah.
I don't.
So it's not.
I personally don't have like a preference.
Yeah, I got it. I know you don't, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about on average. What are the conversations that people have? Dude, go ahead.
So my dad's like my skin tone, and then my mom's like a lot lighter. And then, my mom when I was a kid would always, both my parents would or mostly my mom would get me like really like 70 SPF like sunscreen, and like I was a kid, so she made me put it on. And then like the past 2 summers, I'm just like, fuck that, I'm not wearing sunscreen. So like I didn't wear sunscreen all summer. And I was like his shade. And then I took my senior pictures, and I was just super dark. And then my mom like wanted me to retake them because she didn't feel like it like represented what I normally look like.
Because you were
and
too
I was
dark?
kind of like, I don't give a shit. Like, put it in the yearbook. I'm black. Like, because I feel like if you're black, like that if someone's racist against black people or they have a prejudice against black people, like it doesn't matter if you look like me or if you look like him. Like, it's at the end of the day, if you're black, you're black. It doesn't matter like where you are on the spectrum.
But like white people would want to go out, they'd want to go to Jamaica the week before they took their senior pictures and not get burned, but actually really just get a little bit darker. So we could look like a little, maybe like, so I would look a little more like him. You know what I mean? Dude, are you Indian?
Yeah.
So what about in the Indian community? Like what is, I don't know, like women in the Indian community compare like different shades and stuff. What do you see?
Yeah, so it basically depends on what part. So in southern part of the India, you'll find people with more darker skin tone. And I was actually born in South India, but then I lived most of my life in the northern part of India.
Uh-huh. Yeah. In there, and then what's your family say about who you would bring home?
My parents were really open to anything.
Okay, what's the average family?
The average Indian family would want someone who's also Indian.
Who's Indian, and then had which tone of skin? What tone of skin?
I think the one in the middle.
Mostly like heaven?
Yeah, or him too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because Lauren has very light, she's very light skinned, but
Yeah.
still, she's... Look, it's what I find is really interesting here, this fascinating conversation, is that nobody wants to step on anybody else's toes. I know the immensely complex conversations that we have about skin, and it's highly political in every culture in the world, and yet, like, none of us, we don't really want to go there. All we do is we talk about how white people are racist because white people have certain preferences about skin, but nobody talks about any other cultures. Like, this doesn't exist. It exists everywhere. You know what I mean? So you're saying, like, yes, in the average Indian culture, it's going to... Because, dude, what I said about Bollywood, the Bollywood female stars are... Almost all of them have his or her skin tone. Yeah. Then none of them have his skin tone. Even though there could be... we find the darkest skin in southern India, like among the darkest skin anywhere in the world we find in southern India. So there could be a lot of Bollywood stars that look like Julian there.
Yeah.
We never see them. It's the preference.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Dude, so what else? What are the conversations on campus on skin, man? Help. Yeah? You think so? Do black people not like to talk about this? Do black people not like to talk about this? Well, it's called what? Colorism? Yeah. It's called colorism. Yeah, exactly. But that's another way in which black people change the conversation, right? It's colorism. If it's racism, oh, that's a white thing, but we'll call it a colorism, right? You can't, because black people can't be racist, so we'll call it colorism. Like, it's the same thing. It just plays. You know what I mean? All right, dude. Did you get tan?
Yeah, I'm peeling.
You're peeling? Yeah? All right, man. Okay. That's good. Thanks, man. Thanks, Heaven. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, man. Thanks. All right. Yo, you can clap for them, by the way. All right, so here. Joe, I need a couple. I actually really do need a couple Chinese volunteers really fast. You might have to come back down. Wait, are you Chinese? Are you Chinese? Yeah. Taiwanese? No, you were born. I need a couple of people from China. It doesn't have to be women. Dude, where are you from? Dude, the guy right here, man. Yeah, you. You're from California. Hey, wait. Are you Chinese? Do you want to? Yeah, because you're friends, right? Chinese all sit together. All right. Here, you come down, and I need one more Chinese person. Here, you can go down to the front. Yo, can I have a Chinese person? Ideally, a guy. Could be Korean too. It doesn't really matter. Actually, it would be better if it was Korean. Yo, can I get somebody? Dude, you're not Chinese. Are you Chinese? You are? Do you want to come down? Can you come? All right. Everybody hides. Like, okay. So, hold tight. I'm gonna, here. There's that. So what's your name?
Amber.
Amber? What's your wait?
Oh,
your-
Chinese name?
Yeah, what's your Chinese name?
若心.
Wait, what is it? Urosi?
若心.
Urosi?
I can
Oh,
get enough.
no. That's why it's Amber, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right. What's your name?
My Chinese name is Bing.
Wait, hold it close.
My Chinese name is Bing.
Bing?
Yeah.
How'd I do? Bing. Is that all right? Yeah. Will you say her name?
Bin.
B?
Okay, that's good.
Wait, where are you from in China?
Okay, I'm from middle of China, a small city, Luoyang.
Yeah, and where are you from?
I'm from Beijing.
From Beijing. Okay, so check this out. Jeff, can you go to the next slide? Take a look at this. Oh, not that guy. All right, here. Do you know? Have you been watching this at all?
Probably I saw those pictures before.
Yeah. So this is her. Okay, so this caused a big stir, right? Because Zara is this Chinese cosmetics company. And the
I heard about
Zara,
that.
right? Do you know the story? Do you want to tell the story? Do you know it?
Not really, but like I just saw like all the article online.
Oh, yeah?
And they're saying like they only put like ugly Asian Chinese people on there. So,
Yeah.
But like
What makes?
actually,
Okay, go ahead.
actually for like a lot American or European, they think they are beautiful, but like for normal Chinese,
Uh-huh.
not really. So,
Uh-huh.
but they're cute, they're pretty, but not most Chinese thinking about
Yeah?
that. Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I did.
What can you tell me about her or about this?
I don't know, but I saw articles about this. People think Zara make her like uglier, like ugly on purpose,
On purpose? Because by not doing what?
like by putting the dots on her face.
Oh, but no, they didn't put the dots on her face. They didn't take them off.
Oh, okay.
She has dots on her face. That's her right here. There they took them off, and here they didn't. And Zara, the Spanish company, beauty company, says like, all right, well, whatever. We're just going to do it, leave her like it is. Hey, how do you pronounce her? So she goes by this, right? Like Beyonce goes by Beyonce. You leave the last name off, by the way. Lee is the last name, is her last name. How do you pronounce that? Jingwen? How'd I do?
静雯.
What is it?
静雯.
Jingwen. How'd I do? Jingwen. Okay, so here. So here's the Zara ad, right? And so this sparked a major controversy, as you're saying, because it's like here, by putting her out there, it's like, look, you're showing Asian women as ugly because they don't have perfect skin, right? What's perfect skin? In China, like what would be perfect skin?
Clear, like no anything on the face, like, you know.
Just like that.
Yes.
White.
Right.
But as white as possible. Is that right? White as possible.
Not as white as possible. I mean, white, but you need to look real, not like a vampire or something.
Not like.
Not like too white. I mean.
Not too white. What would too
Not
white
like
be?
you're sick,
Yeah.
but white as possible.
Well, here, let me show you a couple things. What about that? So this is girls' generation, right?
Yeah,
This
that's
is
right.
Korea.
That's Korea, yeah.
But is that not sick?
Wait,
Is that too white?
no, it's not. Like they have different tone. Like they have like darker skin and white skin. It's different.
But that's really white though, man. Like that, look at her. Like she looks like she's ready
She's
to vomit.
cute.
She's cute? But they're pale. They're so pale.
Still cute.
Okay, hang on. But you just said the deal is don't be too white. But they're a lot whiter than she is. So can you walk me through what that is? How about you? Let me look at your skin. Would people say you're not white enough?
I mean, I was white, but like I went to Bahamas for vacation, so that's why I get a little bit darker skin.
Okay,
So,
but in a world in Chinese culture, you'd be preferable if you were a little lighter. You don't want to get too dark.
yeah, I was, but like for now, I like China. You know. Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but look, you're not here though. Why is it that when I look at all these bands, like in China and in Korea, they all have really white skin?
Culture stuff.
Culture stuff. I mean, right, that's the preference. Can you say something about that?
Culture stuff.
Culture stuff. I mean, the preference for whiteness. But is it whiteness? Because what I've been reading a lot is it's actually not whiteness, it's youth. It's like the real, like the complexion of a newborn white child. It's not even a white person. It's not just white people. Like, hey, we want to look like Americans. Because this doesn't even look like Americans. They're white, like Toth. Dude, these are your people right here, pal. Go to Korea, you will be the man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, look at them. Can we...
Probably because like Chinese people are hard to get whiter, I think.
Are what?
It's hard to get like lighter skin, I think.
Yeah, that's why we have skin whitening cream, right? Like here, let me, hang on a second. Hang on, let me show you something real fast. All right, so I was in last two years ago. I was in Ethiopia, and I was I went into a pharmacy. I was in a pharmacy waiting for a friend of mine. And by the way, can we see bro? Can you put Can you go to green right here, and see? Can you see what that says? It says white perfect. It's not just skin whitening cream. It's like perfect white, because white is perfect. So the lighter, so like the girls' generation. So I mean, here it is, right? Day cream. So it's the #1 skin product in the world, and certainly in Korea and China. So why are people using this? What is that about?
Skin will look better.
They look better.
Yeah, because like if you have darker skin, it's like a little bit showing an age a little bit older, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you think it's so something about dark skin, maybe it makes you look older. Do you have a thought on that?
I think people think like the person who has whiter skin is prettier.
Yeah, okay.
Like no matter how their like eyes or nose look like, but as long as they have whiter skin, they just automatically look prettier.
You would agree with that?
I think so.
Wow, that's pretty intense, right? So here, think about that, right? So here, bro, go back up real fast. So here, the light skin is the primary thing that makes them pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay, so her, look at this, right? So before, look at that. Before, after. Listen, man. White perfect, Nigerians, Africans, right? This is the #1 this is #1 cosmetic product in all over Africa. All over Africa, including Nigeria. So you can't, it's white perfect. You're buying this stuff, right? White people are buying it, brown people are buying it, black people are buying it. It's like, this is it. Look at before, this is the advertisement. Before, after. Dude. Do you know people that use skin whitening cream?
A lot. People in China.
A lot of people in China?
Yeah.
Same with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, man. Wait. Let me just make a final statement and then we're out of here. I think hang on, listen up real fast. Let me just make a final statement. I think what I'm really struck by is the politics of skin, like how this is such a touchy subject in every culture, and it's not just the U.S. We're all just like, we're dancing around it, and we're not really walking into it. So, but listen, thanks, man. Yeah.